BBC. Two talent spotters will reveal what they look for when they visit the Edinburgh Festival in Front Row in 15 minutes. Before that, here on BBC Radio 4, Lillian is stepping where angels fear to tread, in The Archers.
Surprised, Justin, that's all.
I have to consider all my options.
Yes, of course, but...
Now the road has been redirected, we really have to make some strategic decisions.
Yeah, I understand that.
While we're waiting for planning permission for long-term developments, the land has to be made to pay for itself. I need a good estate manager.
But
someone with a diplomatic manner and a hard head for business.
And do you really think Rob Titchener could be the man for the job?
He's a very capable chap.
Oh, I'm not so sure. You know, Brian always wondered if he left BL under something of a cloud.
I think you'll agree, Lillian, that I am probably the best judge of what's right for my businesses.
Yes, of course. I'm sorry.
Excuse me, I need to get off to my meeting.
Poacher's bottom, scars on the backside from gunshot pellets. We've known a few people suffer from that, ain't it? Oh, more than a few back in my day.
That was Edward on the phone.
Oh.
He's decided on a ram.
Did you know that pheasants love freeze?
I always found pheasants grass with a little drop of whiskey.
What are you talking about?
Pheasants.
In Danny the Champion of the World.
Is this that book you've been reading?
Danny's dad says that whiskey doesn't work.
Yeah, we never had a problem with whiskey, did we, Dad? Oh, not that I can recall.
George, love, there's some lemonade back in the kitchen and rock buns not long out in the oven. Go and help yourself, will you?
Thanks, Grandma.
What have you been saying to him?
You've been saying nothing, love. Well, young George wants to be doing all the talking.
You've been telling him about poaching.
Oh, not us, love. I told you. Alcoholic raisins. Them was the days,
Listen to you both. Stealing's no laughing matter.
Oh, poaching and stealing, Clary?
Oh, you try telling her, will you?
Well, it's foreign.
Or the magistrate, for that matter.
Well, liberating the old pheasant from the pot, love. It's hardly the great train robbery.
It's stealing, and it's against the law. And I don't want you telling George out different.
It's such a great product, Pip, that's the thing. We're taking agricultural science to a completely new level.
Sounds very interesting.
Oh, it's beyond interesting. It's extraordinary. We can get good quality aerial images, even in cloudy weather. The technology allows us to feed the data straight to the tractor cab via an onboard computer, and so we can use GPS positioning to program fertilizer spreaders and crop sprayers with total accuracy. Are you listening to me?
Yeah.
What was the last thing I said?
Fertilizer spreaders?
Oh, Pip!
Oh, I'm sorry.
Do you think your parents might be interested?
Possibly.
Shall I get in touch with them?
Well, you could do, I suppose.
You don't sound very sure.
Well, they're not exactly early adopters when it comes to new technology.
Why are you glancing over my shoulder?
I'm not.
That's the third time.
No, it isn't.
In less than a minute.
Are you ready for another drink?
Who are you expecting?
I'm not expecting anyone.
Well, who are you hoping to see then?
No one. Though, I wouldn't mind if...
What?
Nothing.
Who?
Tell me again about this techie stuff you're trying to flog.
Who are you hoping to bump into, Pip?
Well, maybe...
Yes?
Look, you mustn't tell anyone.
Who?
Promise?
I promise.
Toby.
You're kidding me.
Nope.
Yeah, right, this is a wind-up.
No.
You and Toby Fairbrother?
Yeah, kind of.
Wait, you're an item?
No.
What then?
Well, I don't want any commitment, nor does he. It's just a bit of fun.
A face like a wet weekend and an inability to keep your eyes off the door. This is what fun looks like?
Look, it was fun until Monday.
Why? What happened on Monday?
Look, can I really trust you to keep this to yourself?
I cross my heart.
I promise you, it doesn't mean anything. It's just a bit of fun.
Tell me what happened on Monday.
I wasn't sure you'd remember.
Have I ever forgotten supper with you?
After afternoon?
I don't know what you're talking about.
It's a very simple meal: smoked salmon and a few green leaves.
Sounds perfect.
So, well, look, let me get you a drink. A glass of Chablis.
Actually, Lillian, I was passing an off-licence in Borchester and I spotted this in the chill cabinet and,
Say, what are we celebrating?
friendship?
Well, I'd say that's definitely worth celebrating.
Me too.
I'll pop inside. Shall I change these glasses?
Or we could be bohemian and stick with the goblets.
Well, I will if you will.
Actually, Lillian, this is by way of an apology.
What?
Earlier, the way I spoke to you.
You're a very busy man, I understood.
I was rude.
The only fault was mine.
Not at all.
No, I went too far, Justin. But, well, it's important to me.
As business is to me.
Yes, I understand that.
But I concede you might have a point about Titchener.
Really?
Well, the parting of the ways with him was, how can I put it,
Messy.
indistinct, a little mysterious, perhaps. Glass at the ready?
Oh, absolutely.
So, when he comes in on Friday, I'm going to grill him on exactly what happened at Barrow Farm between him and Charlie. How does that sound?
Thank you, Justin. I appreciate that.
And then he walked out and slammed the door.
Did he really?
It's not funny, Alice.
Oh, come on, Pip. It's hilarious. The man's jealous.
No, but we're mates. No, we're not. We're just friends.
If you say so.
No future, no commitment, no exclusivity.
So, this thing between you, it's just sex.
Yes.
So why did you help him out with the geese last week?
Well, it's no more than I'd do for any friend.
Would you do it for, say, Tom?
His family.
Ed Grundy?
Maybe.
Jamie Purd?
Stop it.
And when you helped him with his geese, what then?
What do you mean, what then?
How did he respond?
Oh, he was very appreciative.
I bet he was.
I'm glad you're finding this so amusing.
Okay, look, I'm sorry. I can see you're upset.
I'm not upset. I'm mystified.
So, tell me again what happened.
Toby came round for lunch, but he didn't really want lunch. And we were on our way. Do you really want the gory details?
But you were interrupted by Matthew.
Yes. He's got a problem with his herd he wanted to ask me about.
Did you tell Toby that's why Matthew was calling?
Well, I would have done if he'd have given me the chance.
No future, no commitment, no exclusivity.
Yes, that's the deal.
Maybe it was, but it isn't anymore. Toby Fairbrother is jealous.
He so isn't.
You are being super thick.
Look, I know Toby, and I know what he's like.
You know what he used to be like.
No, I wish I hadn't told you now.
No, in my experience of men,
Your vast experience.
when someone goes off the deep end about something and won't listen to reason and just yells and shouts the odds,
That's exactly what it was like.
it's because they care.
You think he cares about me?
Yeah, I do.
I'll admit it was strange, the way he overreacted, lashed out.
Because he was hurt.
But I'd done nothing to hurt him. It's not logical.
There's no logic to jealousy. Beware the green-eyed monster which doth mock the meat it feeds on.
Shakespeare.
You do realise what you've done.
What?
You've achieved the impossible.
What are you talking about?
I raise my glass to you, Pip Archer. Respect.
What have I done?
Well, you've only gone and tamed the bad boy of Borsetshire.
What are you up to out here, Joe?
I've been smoking, I think. Did you ever remember?
You'll catch your death.
Clary, I should be so lucky.
Oh, please, don't talk like that. I don't like it.
Reminds me of when I was a lad, sitting out this time of night. I'd wait till mother and father was asleep, creep down the stairs, out the back door of a crafty fag. Maybe meet up with Billy Tompkins for a spot of foraging.
Billy Tompkins?
His father was a cowman.
Don't think you've ever mentioned him before.
Poor old Billy. Died and buried in Italy. 1943 it would have been. Had a magic way with his ferrets, did Billy.
Didn't you used to have a ferret called Billy?
Oh, named him after the one and only.
It's a private party, or could anyone join us?
I was just thinking about ferrets.
Well, ain't you thinking about ferrets then? Shove over.
Ferrets and foraging.
It's not foraging, Joe. It's stealing.
Well, the land was stolen from us in the first place.
What land?
All the land.
Yeah, it's like they said in that play of Linda Snell's. The land was taken from the common man.
That's right. The land belonged to everybody. Every man was equal.
Oh, we are talking a fair while back.
Until some of them decided they was more equal than others, and they put up their fences and their signs.
Their trespassers will be persecuted.
Yeah, that's right.
No, it's not.
What I says is, if the common man is in need of a little something from the land, and he's only taken back a tiny fraction of what's rightfully his.
Look at you going on. This is all ancient history, dead and buried.
More's the pity.
This is the 21st century we're living in. Poaching is thievery. And I don't want you filling young George's head with romantic nonsense. Last thing we need in this family is another thief.
Nice to see our Edward so happy, don't you think?
I suppose.
Oh, he's chuffed to little mint balls with that new ram of his.
Well, let's hope the user is chuffed as Edward is, eh?
He reckons it's a new start for him.
If I had £1 for every new start this family's had to make, I'd be a rich man. And I wouldn't have to be leaving me home. I'd own Grange Farm, and I'd have enough money in the bank to see me through, and a little bit left over to pass on. Instead of that, 95 next month, and I'm thrown out with no more dignity than a sack of sludge.
But Edward's sheep, eh, Joe? There's something to smile about, aren't they?
I ain't interested in sheep. I ain't interested in new starts, not no more. I'm interested in me rights, and it's my God-given right to live here and to die here on the land I farmed for so long.
Yeah, but the law don't see it that way, Joe.
And all I gotta say is, the law's a bloomin' ass.
And tomorrow it'll be the day of reckoning for Phoebe and Josh.